Bienvenidos a una nueva edición de Zona Kite, el primer programa de TV dedicado al universo del kitesurf. Hoy en Kite en primera persona conoceremos a Lewis Crathern, uno de los mejores riders en la disciplina de Big Air. En InfoKite te contamos las últimas novedades del mundo del kitesurf. En este episodio nos iremos a los picos nevados de Noruega para ver imágenes de lo que fue el Red Bull Ragnarok 2017. Luego les mostraremos la primera fecha del Hydrofoil Pro Tour en La Ventana, México. En Viajando con el Viento conoceremos la historia de la modalidad strapless, contada por los pioneros del deporte y por la nueva generación que transformó y consolidó esta disciplina. En Kite School seguimos con tips y consejos para que sigan aprendiendo y disfrutando del kitesurf de manera segura. Todo esto y mucho más en el programa de hoy. Llegó la hora de entrar en la zona donde volar es posible. Esto es Zona Kite. Lewis Crathern nació en 1985 en West Sussex, en Gran Bretaña. Nunca pensó que su ciudad natal se convertiría en uno de los principales destinos de kitesurf de su país. Impulsado por su familia, fanáticos de los deportes acuáticos, despertó su interés de probar el kitesurf en 2003. Hoy les traemos a Zona Kite a uno de los riders más talentosos de la disciplina Big Air, Lewis Crathern.
Kitesurfing is more than just kitesurfing to me. It is a way of life. A tool which can be used to travel the world. My unlimited free ticket to the sky. My vessel in which to explore the ocean. Everything else I do must be shaped around it. I've been waiting a long time to share my story. Searching for the right moment in which to tell it. We all have our own story to tell. This is my chapter. Kitesurfing is competition. Competitive kiteboarding provides me some of the biggest highs and lows in my life. It causes me to ask questions within myself. Can I deal with this?
Smile.
I believe kitesurfing connects people. It is a form of communication. Kitesurfing is most definitely extreme.
A kite surfer has been filmed flying his board over a pier as people watch from below.
Well, today the stunt by Lewis Crathern was described as very dangerous by the owners of Brighton Pier. Lifeboat crews also expressed their concern.
Mr. Crathern says as an experienced kite surfer he took adequate safety.
En esta edición de Viajando con el Viento, haremos un recorrido a través de la evolución de la disciplina strapless. En este episodio, seguiremos a la elite de wave riding a través del tiempo en donde sus principales protagonistas nos contarán cómo comenzó esta disciplina y cómo las nuevas generaciones transformaron el deporte.
We were a bunch of good, crazy friends trying to show our cojones.
All the big names in the sport they showed up. It was an invitational event and they had really good conditions. And I heard that there was one day that was the biggest anyone has ever seen, and a few of the guys went out and charged it.
Of course, Martin Barry was was the one pushing it further and further. And I remember he had, I think, the barrel of his lifetime and probably the best barrel I've ever seen on a kiteboard. And I thought in 2006, man, that's it. There's not much else that can be done on a kiteboard. But then when I see the likes of Keahi, Sebastian, Machu, Ayrton, the crew, they brought up so much to the sport. They actually created a sport. We were, back in the day in 2006, we were trying to emulate surfing, and these guys actually brought up, you know, they picked up what we had and created a full sport.
I saw some old videos of Sky Solbach and Jaime and Drew Beavis back in the day riding at one eye with straps.
I have to say that I was mind blown on how far we've gone with gear and the performance of our kites. You know, I remember the last time I was here, we were all amazed by Drew Beavis and how vertical he could hit the waves, while most of us were just dragging down the line because the kites just did not depower as much and we couldn't really hit sections. Nowadays you see everyone can hit vertical.
They were killing it. I mean, guys were pulling into barrels back then. But I think in 2011 was really the first year that people came and started pushing it.
Yeah, my first competition here in Mauritius,
Was 2011.
KSP 1i contest here in Mauritius. That was the first wave contest I ever did.
The waves were so big and scary.
And it was pumping. We got here and the waves were 10 feet and it was super good. And my friend Jesse and I went out. I think that was the first time I really got scared. That day, I went out with straps on my board. I'm so used to riding with straps back then on Maui because it's choppy and we have really bumpy conditions a lot, so the straps can make it easier. So I used them actually the first day here, and the waves are so smooth and clean, you didn't even really need the straps. So after that first session, I took them off, and I don't think I ever really put them back on my board. No one really went back. Like, strapless kind of became the future of the sport and what people were doing in pretty much any waves, unless it's massive and super choppy. Pretty much all the best guys are riding without straps now. My best contest in Mauritius was the following year in 2012.
Before the competition, the conditions was pretty okay, like overhead, double overhead sometimes, and I was getting used to it and riding it, and I was feeling comfy. And then for the first day of the competition, I was pretty excited about it, and when I got to the beach, I was like a surprise, and I was like triple overhead, like a stormy day. I was riding with 4-meter neo.
Here in Mauritius, I got third, and that was a really scary event actually.
I made it to the final against Ayrton, and I got lucky and got a pretty good barrel, and I ended up winning the event. So I think that was the best wave contest I ever had here.
And after that, like, I was planning to come here every day because this place is just amazing, you know.
One eye is probably one of the best waves in the world for kiting. It's really fast and hollow, so it makes it difficult for people to surf. So it's kind of, you know, really only possible with a kite, especially when it's really big. And that's probably one of my favorite things about the place is I've personally never seen the wave too big to kite. I mean, for me, that's my favorite thing is you can go out there when it's giant and it's still super clean, smooth, and barreling. So that's my favorite thing about this wave.
I'm really happy to win the competition here. It was a big surprise for me, and I was of course not expecting it. My point of view here, riding here, and also for the competition was like just getting quarterfinals. That would be already so good for me. On the past years I've been here and it was pretty crap for me, and doing good now here on the waves. Just talk about it, not bad.
Felix Kersten y Jonas Lengwiller se impusieron en el Red Bull Ragnarok 2017 en Hardangervidda, Noruega. Este año, solo 8 riders de 350 inscriptos fueron capaces de terminar la maratón de ZonaKite. Los competidores de 29 países se enfrentaron a un recorrido de 130 kilómetros de viento fuerte y frío. Fue la carrera más larga de Red Bull Ragnarok. Los riders más rápidos alcanzaron velocidades de 100 km por hora y solo los más experimentados cruzaron la línea de llegada. Kersten fue uno de ellos, pero necesitó 3 horas y 40 minutos para completar la carrera en la división de esquí. Esto fue mucho más difícil que la anterior Ragnarok. Estoy totalmente feliz. Esta fue una carrera muy dura y loca, expresó Felix Kersten, quien ganó su segundo trofeo Ragnarok. Por parte de las mujeres, la veterana británica Stephanie Bridge y la letonesa Ayhan Brasa recibieron los máximos honores en las disciplinas de esquí y snowboard. El Hydrofoil Pro Tour 2017 tuvo su primera edición del año la semana pasada en la localidad de La Ventana, Playa Central, en México. El primer evento de la temporada fue una de las competiciones más intensas hasta la fecha. 57 corredores de 23 países se reunieron para luchar por el título. Al final del cuarto día, el 29 de marzo, Maxime Noyer fue coronado campeón de la primera edición del Hydrofoil Pro Tour. En segundo lugar se ubicó Oli Bridge, seguido de Axel Masela. El nivel de competencia fue extremadamente alto, pero los europeos marcaron la diferencia durante el primer día de la fecha en la división masculina y parecería que el resto del mundo aún no ha logrado este nivel. El próximo evento será en Montpellier, en Francia, con fecha aún a confirmar. El kitesurf se ha convertido en un deporte con muchas disciplinas diferentes que van desde wakestyle, big air, wave riding o foil. North Kiteboarding lo cubre todo con su extensa gama de kites. En esta edición de Kite School, Jeremy Tronet nos va a explicar cuáles son los principales puntos a tener en cuenta al elegir tu kite. Esperamos que esta información les resulte útil y recuerden siempre consultar con su instructor de confianza.
Hey guys, I'm Jeremy and we are here at the JT Pro Center Kitesurfing School on Union Island to talk to you about the North Kiteboarding Kite Collection. Most of the kite will work great to get you riding whatever you like to do, but you are missing out on amazing performances by not choosing the right kite for you. I'll try to make this quick and simple so you have no more doubts on which North Kiteboarding kite to choose. The Evo kite is my favorite all-around kite. I believe most of the riders should be using. It's a 4-line kite with 5 struts offering great performances for freestyle and jumping. I often use the Evo myself for jumping session or even unhooking. To make it simple, if you don't have any specific riding style and looking for an easygoing kite to do almost everything, the Evo is the right kite for you. And if you like to mix up your riding style, let's say 70% of the time you stay hooked in and 30% of the time you like to unhook and try out new tricks, the Evo is also a very good kite for you. Now going a little bit more freestyle specific, let me talk to you about the dice. It is a perfect kite for anyone looking to up their freestyle game. Start by unhooking, doing some railies and start going further into the freestyle unhook moves. The kite also offers great drift for wave riding. The kite reacts very similarly to a sea kite when unhooked, but still retains all the advantages of an SLE kite with easy relaunch and a 4-line bar. I believe it's a perfect kite for anyone looking to do an average of 50% hooked in and 50% unhooked tricks, with the advantage of having a kite working well in the waves. You definitely cannot go wrong by choosing a dice or an Evo kite if you're a good all-around kiter. Now, if you ride a surfboard or love going in the waves, don't look any further and choose one of the Neo kites. I love surfing waves with my kite, but I never thought a wave-specific kite would make such a big difference. That's why I was so surprised the first time I used the Neo. The kite has amazing drifting capability. That means you're dropping in on the waves. You usually have the kite very sketchy, staying in the air, almost falling from the sky. But with the Neo, the kite drifts downwind with you. The Neo jumps very well and relaunch very easily, so it's not only a surf-specific kite, it's also a very good kite for any other round riders. Okay, now we're going to go in a totally different direction and I'm going to talk to you about the Rebel kite. The Rebel is a kite I call the elevator. You just pull the bar and you fly high in the air. The Rebel is the best jumping kite I have ever flown and has some of the best hang time performances I have ever seen on a kite. In addition to this, the Rebel has a very impressive wind range and deep power. This is also a very good kite if you use to kite in very gusty places, as it handles the gust very well. So if you like to jump very high and stay hooked in, the Rebel is a perfect kite for you. The recently introduced Mono is a one-strut four-line kite from North Carolina. The Mono is a great light wind kite for lighter people or for fall riding, or anyone liking to use smaller kite in very light wind conditions. The kites jump very well and it's also a very good all-around kite for any twin tip riders. The 12-meter and the 15-meter Mono saved me a couple sessions here on the beach when it was very light, so it's also a very good light wind kite for very light wind days. So if you're looking for a great light wind kite, whether for foiling or lighter people, the Mono is definitely the kite for you. Speaking about light wind kites, let me talk to you about the Juice, the #1 light wind North Carolina kite. The Juice come in two sizes, 15-meter and 18-meter, and it's a great all-around light wind kite. So the heavier riders should choose the 18-meter and the lighter ones will be perfect on the 15-meter Juice. So it's the perfect kite if you live somewhere where you don't have a lot of wind, or if you're a heavier rider looking to get more power out of your kite. Okay, now we cannot talk about freestyle without mentioning the Vegas kite. The Vegas is the ultimate freestyle sea kite with a loaded fifth line. So if your plan is to do more than 80% of your tricks unhooked, the Vegas is a good kite for you. If you do not fall into this category, or not trying to pass the bar in the air in your freestyle tricks, a dice or an Evo would be a better solution for you, as you do not want to sacrifice easy relaunch and better hang time for tricks you will not be trying yet. North Kiteboarding recently introduced the Ace foil kite. Riding a foil kite makes it's very different than riding a tube kite, so you have to know that. The launching is different, the relaunching is different. So it's very important you know what you're doing if you're planning on purchasing an Ace kite. So if you're getting seriously into foil riding, the Ace will be perfect for you. Using a foil kite allows you to get better hang time during your transitions, and you can ride much faster into the wind. So using a foil kite can be very fun with a twin tip if you're looking to get that extra few seconds of hang time in the air. So if you know what you're doing and looking to get very serious with foil riding, or want a kite that flies very well in extremely light wind, the Ace foil kite from North Carolina will be a great asset for you. So to conclude everything and make it simple, the Dice, the Evo, the Neo and the Rebel are all great all-around kites suitable for most of the conditions. If you are more into waves, get a Neo. If you are more into freestyle unhooked, get a Dice, even if you like to stay hooked in and jump sometime. If you are more into staying hooked in and sometime unhooked, get an Evo. And if you are looking for the high performance, high jumping kites with great hang time, get yourself one of the Rebel kites. Now, if you want to ride in light wind or with your foil, the Mono flies super well in light wind and will be great for foiling or lighter people. The Juice is a perfect all-around light wind kite. And the Ace is a kite for all the foil high performance racing or anyone looking to get the extra hang time on a twin tip. And don't forget, if you're spending most of your time unhooked, the Vegas is a kite for you. I really hope this video will help you choose the right kite from the extensive North Carboning range. And remember, most of the kite will work well in any conditions, but to get the best out of it, make sure you choose the right kite.
ZonaKite es tu zona. Vos también sos protagonista de nuestro programa. Mándanos tus fotos y videos a ZonaKite TV. Esto es todo por hoy. Los esperamos en la próxima edición de ZonaKite.